Hey y'all, it's been a while since I did a shuffleboard project, but I got some time today and I'm going to work on it. Getting a little bit of a late start, but um, I want to get some stuff done and move this project forward a little bit. Hopefully, I will have a couple interviews tomorrow. I talked to a couple people who offered to give me some feedback on the product and do a bit of a discovery session, so really looking forward to that. Um, I might not be able to spend as much time on this in the next few months as I had hoped to, depending on some projects, but um, I really do want to continue. Let's start over. Hey y'all, back for another day of Shuffleboard. It's been a busy few weeks. It'll probably continue to be busy for a bit, but I definitely want to get some time in on Shuffleboard when I have some free time. And today I got a day, so I'm going to work on it a little bit. It's getting a little bit of a late start. I think this is going to be one of those just dip your toes back in the water days. I haven't worked on it in a while, so it's not really in my brain, and it's just going to take a while to get it all booted up again. But I have a couple exciting things to share, some interesting stuff to work on, and I think it'll be fun. Always nice to work on this project. So I'm going to dive in. I got a couple things here on my screen. Some shower thoughts I want to go through with you guys. These are just things that came into my brain when I was, walking around or doing whatever I was doing in the past few weeks. But I have a couple other things I want to show you first. One is Jonah got back to me with some shuffleboard thoughts on the homepage, so I want to update that. And check this out. Do you remember when in one of these videos I talked to a journalist who was writing a little bit of an article? Chronicle, this local press publication, check it out, wrote an article about shuffleboard. And as you can see, they just copied all the stuff that we said in that email. Laura put this in here and wrote like a thing. Like, this is the video. And this is me and Kelsey, who you guys don't know. But this is us working on a new project and talking about the process of shuffleboard, et cetera, et cetera. It's pretty cool. So celebrating my first press article about this project. It was a neat experience to see it just kind of go out. So that's a cool update. Let's take a look at our... oh, and by the way, that article, a friend of mine saw it and was like, hey, congratulations on the article. That's really cool. By the way, we need to talk to you about this problem too because it's an issue. And so that's one of the people I'm hopefully going to be talking with tomorrow. Let's pull up our backlog. Open up our editor. Oops. I want to go through all these other housekeeping stuff. We've got some shower thoughts, things I might want to update. As I mentioned, the Jonah stuff. Let's open up Figma too so we can get Jonah's feedback into this team page. My plan today is to go through some basic housekeeping here, small edits and changes just to get back in it, a couple small commits. Then, excuse me, then what I want to do is maybe, I thought about this whole thing where you have to show who's a member of a meeting, quote meeting, and so I might want to work on something like that, but I'm not really sure yet. Yeah, see, one thing Jonah said here is I want to focus more about getting the most out of your team. See means generally is a necessary evil. Totally true. Anyway, I was going to say I want to clean up this housekeeping stuff and then maybe work on showing who was present in a meeting because that was one of those things on the backlog. I'm pretty sure that was just pretty easy, but we'll look at the backlog and see what we come up with. Let's do this first. It's looking good. Let me yell Malibu Blue Vibe. Reading suck. Oh man, I totally agree. Updating now. I agree with this. I talked to this guy, Kabir, yesterday, and he talked about having conversations with customers and then using the language that they use in your application. I thought that was so smart. And it's something we already did, right? When we talked to people, asked Becky, how would you describe this? And just kind of took what she said. I think that's really a good idea. So I'm going to take this and put it into our Figma. What was this? I don't think we need this. This is our illustration. We don't really need to work on this. So let's make a new version. Let's move this stuff down to an illustrations bit, don't you think? Maybe it should be on its own page, actually. Well, I'm going to put Jonah's comment here. Trying to keep our things tidy a little bit. Okay. I think the most of your meeting, yeah. We got another one like called Create Meeting Magic here. That's the current one, actually. So we have some copy here where we describe copyright. Let's bring this forward, because this is super important. Really, this is just like 4-letter words, things we don't want to say. Brainstorm, and why. Also in here, meeting. What did Jason say was the copy he liked on one of these down here somewhere? Bring out the best of your team. Is that what Jonah says? Getting the most out of your team. Oh my God. They said the same thing. We have to use it. Simple and fun. I know Becky mentioned that, but we say it down here. We say simple. Fast and easy is a little cheesy. How about, I was thinking if Shuffleboard is a collaborative real-time board that makes, because I want to talk about what it is a little bit. Like, people are asking, like, what is it? And I want to help make it a bit clear. So just calling it a board, I think that might help like connect with the illustration to the left, to the right of it. This is not that illustration anymore, obviously. That simple and fun. I want to say, what are we really doing? That sparks great and gets you to consensus. solicits great ideas that get the best out of your team. Make the most. What did Jason? What was one like? What was one bring out the best in your team? Shuffleboard is a collaborative real-time board that gets your team to share great ideas and arrive at consensus. I think that's better. Simple and fun. Come on. Come on. Okay. Let's do that. Bring out the best in your team. Okay, cool. Wonderful contribution from Jonah. Let's open Shuffleboard and add that in real quick. Getting back in the groove. Oh, we're in React D&D Spike. Good. Check out master. Oh. Home. Computer's freaking out a little bit. Well, I think that's all we need to do here. I hope you get your dreams. Come on and don't let your head down. Better. Always a little better, I think. Do we like this white shadow? Oh, it's an image. Worry about it later. We can always tweak this stuff later. I think that's a good start. Okay, we talked about Joan, we talked about the article. Let's go through here. Icon only responsive buttons. This is a small thing, but in the app, if you're on a phone, it's hard to run a meeting because the buttons take up like the full width of the bottom bit there. Like those buttons there on mobile, it's a little tight, like this. I guess. Oh, you know what? Let's do this first. Meeting versus closed meeting. Because we're talking about meetings, and we just decided that was a four-letter word. So it is time to get rid of meetings. Where are we talking about meetings? We're not talking about meetings. We're talking about boards. Done. Is meeting runner. We need to change all instances of is meeting runner to is board runner. Let's do it. Replace all. Welcome. We're done. Not done. It's over. That sounds like we have finished our task when really the meeting is over. We'll say it's over. Goodbye / share your meeting. Share your board. How many restart meetings are there? Let's just go restart. Wait. That doesn't make any sense. How the hell did that happen? What? No. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to redo it. Start over. Oh, we got to get that shit from Jonah. Crap. Redo it. All right, first thing is, oh, that's why. Crap. Now let's look for um, restart meeting. And what this is going to be when we're done is finish removing meeting term from copy. Welcome. Um, we don't need to say that at all. Okay, so this is just remove meeting copy. Where is it? And we didn't change that part. Great. Cool. Okay. Did that. Give everyone a voice. I think I wanted to replace, make sure everyone is heard. I don't know if we really need to change that. We'll do a version in our working thing here. That's all we need to do. Hide card option. Hide card option? Option to hide a card? I don't understand what that means. Red buttons. I think I wanted some of these buttons to be red. What was I thinking? What am I doing here? Maybe the finish one. Excuse me, the close meeting. Delete. No idea. Let's go solidly and maybe. Typo and all its cards. We gotta fix that. Can't spell typo. There is mobile card width. Oh, it's a little weird. That's a little weird on mobile. I think these cards look a little not great. I also don't like that the heart is like right on them. There's going to be a lot of these ideas, right? So I don't know that they should be. We need a whole extra line for that. Like, do we really need a post-it note looking thing, or can we just have like a block, like a chunk that's not square? We don't need to fill up a whole post-it note. Sized. That's skeuomorphic. We're not running a skeuomorphic vibe here. Okay, let's fix that. Cards. Board. Cards. Card. Down, 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 down. Card reactions wrapper. That's what this thing is. I should say by so we know who wrote this thing because it's a little confusing without that, I think. Yeah. So this is just going to make these go all in a row on small screens. It should be pretty small screens. Do they have a max width or something? Maybe even smaller. Cool. All right, I think we'll come back and clean this stuff up too. Let's just get through some of these other ones. Expiring cards? I don't know what that means. Full screen. That'd be good. Prompt people to go into full screen. That seems like a good thing to do after launch. Digital sticky notes for remote teams. Maybe it's worth describing it in those plain terms. I don't think it's necessarily a bad idea. So I'll just put in our ideas here. React hooks for Firebase. Did we talk about hooks already here? I don't think so. We did our drag and drop stuff last time. We saw the new-ish React Hooks API would be cleaner, maybe wouldn't need container components. So there's this idea of a container versus a presentational component in React. We might be able to get rid of half our components if we use this style, but it's not worth refactoring our app right now just to use the newest and coolest. So that's a for later thing for sure. Very miscellaneous. LinkedIn posts. Oh yeah, I think I want to try posting on LinkedIn for growth. So where's our growth section? Good thing to do when we're worried about that. Give it away to influential users. I just had this idea that it would be good to just give this thing away to companies that are willing to talk about it and influential so we can have them on our homepage. Let's put it on that. Podcast about remote collaboration. Just another random growth idea here that came to me. That would be a big lift, and I'm not sure it's worth investing in. So it's going to Icebox. Got a couple of documents or links I want to look at. Live workshops, presentations, classes, teach. So this is basically just like making sure we're targeting groups of people who are running live workshops instead of like people who run product meetings and startups. Like this might be a whole totally different area for us to work with. So I'm just going to note that here. next to this section here. So when we do our copy, we can revisit that. Or a gloating bug. Okay, so there's that bug with where like organizations don't show up at first. Isn't that a thing? Do we have that noted here? Organizations don't. Oh my God. This thing. Yeah, this is a bug. We should do it sooner than later. And we should just set a breakpoint. Icon only responsive buttons. That's a maybe thing. Great. Okay. What is this stuff? Poll everywhere. So I heard about this company. Somebody mentioned it to me when I was mentioning Shuffleboard. Live interactive audience participation. Kind of what we want. This woman looks like she's giving maybe a talk. And you can poll people, so you can get like what percentage of people do stuff. And you can put it in different presentations. This is kind of similar. It's not exactly what we're going for, but this is, to me, it's validation of like generally what we're doing. So I would put this as a new maybe competitive category. Virtual whiteboards, virtual sticky notes, meeting planning tools, product planning. This is really live polling as a category. Good to know about. What are these links? Let's find out. Some drag and drop stuff. Clearly, I was thinking about that. So I think I just had Googled really quickly like the drag and drop grid, and I came up with a couple things I wanted to reference. Okay. That's all for shower thoughts today. Oh, I know what this one was. This style is cool. It kind of reminds me of what I kind of want Shuffleboard to look like. Yeah, I dig it. So I'm going to take a screenshot here. No, actually, I want to capture a full-size screenshot. One more time. What? No, come on. Some wacky stuff going on. Yeah, that is not what we want. Let's just do this. Really? I think the way they built this website is crazy. Oh yeah, they did some wacky stuff here. Well, we're just going to take a screenshot of this first page. And put it in our inspiration brand thing. Look, you can see the similarities of these pieces coming together. Great. All right, let's turn off Figma for now. So this stuff is all related to our drag and drop stuff. So we'll put it in our backlog here. So that's what we want. We want to reorder things in a grid. So this is a tutorial, I think. I just looked up like grid something real quick, and it says create React app D&D grid tutorial. So this will be useful to look at later. And interact.js, what is this? It's a different dragging and dropping thing. I think this works on mobile. Try and do this with sortable. All right, we're not doing that right now. That's it for housekeeping. All right, guys, I'm feeling pretty warmed up. We built some stuff. We're in the vibe. Getting up in front of people is going to happen tomorrow. Not working on this right now. Drag and drop is too hard for me to think about in the few hours I have today. The star runner on the bubble head, who's running the meeting, rather than just showing who's in right now, do onboarding. All these are onboarding related, basically. I think this one is the one I wanted to work on. I do think just showing who's on the board here is pretty useful. It's going to make our homepage a lot more useful and relevant to people because you'll see like who actually participated in these meetings, and I think it's just like we're fulfilling a bit of a promise we've kind of already made with these chat heads. I think it's a good way to get warmed up, and then it'll give us a chance to like clean up some of this other stuff. Yeah, like this stuff is kind of janky right now. Can I just clean up a few things while I'm here, though? Those heart like buttons, I do want to just get rid of that. Reaction button. This is a component D. Can't help but think this is the kind of thing React hooks would solve for us. Just a whole lot of boilerplate here. Okay, let's try a world where these reaction buttons are just they are just part of the card. Should this be up here? Okay, we're not going to have a special style for this right now. So we already have auth here. We don't need that wrapper. But we have one additional one, which is our reactions, a user reaction. All right. So they're smaller now, right? We don't need this margin. So they're smaller. Uh-oh. Ref. Okay, if there's not a like, how about that? So I can unlike the card here. And I can like the card here. That's good. I want this to be in a different order, though. Let's try that. Right. These drop downs are a little dim. Where are you from? Great. Unlike a card, delete a card. Like a card, delete a card, like. Great. All good, and as for our effort to clean up this card body spot. I don't want us to highlight these. It's all good though. We may regret this. Easy to get back if you change our mind though. Much cleaner. I think these 3 dots, we should use a real icon for those. Is that in our card drop down thing? Yeah, it literally is just a dot, dot, dot. We don't want that. It's called menu. No. Options. Overflow. I can never remember what the 3 dots are called. It's kind of like that, but not really. So close. More horizontal. Let's do more vert. Great. Let's give it some class. Perfect. That shadow is definitely the wrong color, but I'll fix that right now. feeling very lazy. Doing this the bad way. Great. It's a good overflow menu. Good enough for now. You gotta stop. Take your break. One last thing. Can we just get these global colors out of here? Great. All right, y'all. Got back into the groove a little bit. I know I want to work on probably trying to get presents when I come back, but I'm going to take a quick break, and see you soon.